Hello everyone, welcome to the Mustache Cube video. How are you doing today, guys? Hope you're having a nice one. I am having a nice one, and today I'm here to talk about the most important things and games that were shown at E3 2019. Now, how this is gonna go is that I'm gonna give a brief introduction. I'm gonna talk a little bit of some things that happened on multiple different conferences and panels, and then I'm gonna go over the most important games and highlights that happened on each individual panel. That's how it's gonna go. Before we move on, don't forget, guys, I will leave in the description down below all the links to the full panels if you want to watch. I recommend you to watch if you are gamers like me that want to know what's coming, what's happening on each company and everything, because there are a lot of things that I'm not going to mention, otherwise I would have a very big video. And yeah, I will also leave on the comments, on the description down below, the links to the games that I like the most, the ones that I highlighted here. I will leave the links to the trailers, to the gameplay reveals and everything like that. So don't forget, when you finish this video, go ahead and check the description. There might be some things there that you would like to see. So before we move on, once again, don't forget to drop your like, subscribe to the channel, because it helps me a lot growing my mustache, as you know, and let's get into the video.
Mustache.
Alright, it's time to start. The first thing I want to start talking about is about Stadia. I don't know if you watched my video about Stadia, which is a next technology that's coming up to gaming, which is basically a cloud server that enables you to play any game that's there on Stadia, that's available on Stadia, without needing a super PS4 or PS5 or the next Xbox or Xbox X or a great PC. You just need one controller and one monitor. That's what you need, because the console itself is the cloud. It's a cloud server, so that's gonna be revolution. And yeah, I'm talking about Stadia because Stadia has made some partnerships with some other companies, and that's why I'm talking about it. But for more details on Stadia, guys, please go and check my video on Stadia. I will put it around here or maybe at the end of this video, so go ahead and check that video so that you are informed about what Stadia is. So yeah, the first thing I'm going to talk about is something common to almost all the companies. Almost all the companies now are creating technologies for streaming, or even coming up with their own subscriptions. So basically you pay a subscription per month and you have access to all of their games, or a lot of their games, okay? And basically Bethesda came up with the Orion, which is a program that enables streaming and makes streaming faster without you having delays or frame errors and stuff like that. And they did a partnership with Stadia, so that's amazing. Ubisoft came up with their own subscription. So basically Ubisoft will have the Uplay Plus, which basically you can pay, if I'm not mistaken, $90 or almost $10 a month, and you have access to all their games. Microsoft also made a subscription, created a subscription, which is Xbox Game Pass, and you have two ones: the premium one, and the regular one, which is basically the difference of $5. It's $9.99 or $14.99. And basically all the other companies, all the subscriptions are more or less the same. So basically you have subscriptions per company. So if you want to play all the games of Bethesda, you just need to subscribe and keep paying $9.99 a month. And yeah, there are other subscriptions coming, and the companies that don't have one yet, I bet they will have. So yeah, that's basically it. The ones that don't have a subscription yet, they will have, probably, because they will try to compete. And that's the thing, almost all of these subscriptions made a partnership with Stadia. So basically you're gonna have Stadia linked to all these subscriptions. I don't know if you have to subscribe to Stadia and subscribe to other things, or if you subscribe to Stadia, if you're gonna have like a promotion, like you don't have to pay as much for the other subscriptions, or if you have like a special subscription like $20 a month and you get all the subscriptions in Stadia. So yeah, you're gonna have different things with different partnerships. so we still need some more information about that because they didn't say how much it would cost with Stadia. We know the Stadia cost, we know the other costs, so yeah, we don't know how to mix them yet. We just know that there are some partnerships over that. So let's move on and start with the EA panel. During the EA panel, there were two games that I think that deserve a little bit of attention. The first one is Apex Legends, where they basically talked about the next season, Season 2 of Apex Legends, the new game mode and the new hero Watson. And yeah, some new skins and one new weapon coming to the game. Nothing too special, nothing too fancy, but it's good to know that they have some regular content drops in the new season. And they also talked about like a surprise that's coming to the maps. And like what they showed is like basically a giant monster. So I don't know if the giant monster will be appearing in middle of the Apex map, because yeah, they said there was something new coming up, and they showed a giant eye monster near one of the heroes. So yeah, that was awesome. So yeah, guys, don't forget, for more information and for more things about Apex, go check the full EA panel or the EA trailers that I left on the description of this video. Now, what's really important on EA panel for me is the Jedi Fallen Order. Basically, we already knew the release date, which is this year, in November if I'm not mistaken, but what they revealed to us was the gameplay. Yeah, we had the world premiere gameplay reveal. So basically, it's the first time we saw any gameplay trailer, and you go ahead and check the description to check that gameplay, because it's awesome. It's really awesome. The gameplay starts 3 hours after the game starts, so basically you've had 3 hours of gameplay, so maybe like 3-4 days in game or even more, where you could develop your powers. And we can see Cal, our main character, using all sorts of powers. Alright, he can deflect bullets, he one-hit kills almost every trooper with his lightsaber. We see him pull people towards him, we see him slowing down time, we see him throwing his lightsaber, we see him pulling people and stabbing. Like, we see all kinds of combinations, and the gameplay seems really awesome and skillful. So I'm really excited for this game, and like I said before, I'm gonna have this game on the channel, so you guys wait for that. When it comes out, I'll be here to play through and walk through with you guys. So that's it, that's an important one. Let's move on now, let's talk about the Bethesda panel. And on Bethesda, there were two games that really deserved my attention, or that I thought that I could have on the channel. But I'm gonna mention some other ones because they do deserve some mention. So first of all, we have no mention to Elder Scrolls 6 yet. Alright, so we know it's not coming this year or the next one. They are still working on it. So when it comes out, it will probably be for the next generation PS5 and the Xbox Scarlet Project, which is the next Xbox. I will talk about that later on the Microsoft panel. So basically they presented Elder Scrolls Blades, which is basically a game for mobile, or mobile Elder Scrolls games, which is pretty cool. And it's free, okay, you can download it right now, it's available, you can go and get it right now. And they talked about Elder Scrolls Online. So for those of you who play Elder Scrolls Online, there are two new expansions coming. One is Elsewhere, which is, I don't know how to pronounce it, Elsewhere, something like that, Elsewhere, something like that, which is basically the homeland for the Kashit, if you know, the cat people. And another one called Dragonhold. So yeah, those two expansions are coming for Elder Scrolls Online, and keep an eye out for that. And there's also a big expansion coming to Fallout 76. For people who like Fallout 76, I think it deserves a mention. But now let's talk about the two games that really caught my attention. The first one is called Deathloop. Why? Because basically, from what I can understand, the trailer is in the description. Go check that out, it's really amazing. You're caught on a loop of death. So basically, you're alive. If you get killed, you are alive again, and you start the day again. And it's basically a competition between two heroes, if I'm not mistaken. Basically, it seemed very, very interesting, because one of the heroes is trying to break the loop, and the other hero is trying to maintain the loop. That's what's happening on an island. And I really thought it was really interesting, the trailer that they gave us, so go ahead and check that out on the description. And I'm gonna move on to the game that I really think that I'm gonna bring to the channel, which is Doom Eternal. Now, I know that you guys never watched me play Doom, or I never played Doom on the channel, but basically Doom was the first game I ever played. Doom 1 and Doom 2 Doom 1 and Doom 2 were the first games I ever played, okay? The first computer my father bought, he installed Doom 1 and Doom 2, and when I was a kid, I used to play with my father. Like, I used to shoot, and my father used to walk. So basically, we would tag team. We used to play together, and that's how I started playing games. It was with my father, and it was Doom 1 and Doom 2. So yeah, I really felt the nostalgia about Doom, and I really think that Doom might be a cool game to bring to the channel. So I might bring Doom Eternal, which comes out this year, 2019. They didn't reveal a real release date. Just they only said it was in 2019. But there will be more news coming up for that. So yeah, I might have Doom Eternal on the channel. Go ahead, check on the description, the trailer, and some gameplay that they reveal. Now let's move on to the Ubisoft panel. So Ubisoft panel has some good things. There's one game that like it completely caught my attention, and I'm gonna buy it. I'm convinced by the trailer and by the gameplay. I'm completely convinced. All right, I didn't even want to buy it, but I'm gonna buy it. It's just completely amazing. We have no mentions of new Assassin's Creed, and Assassin's Creed, as you know, is a great game. My favorite one until now is the pirate one. I'm not sure if it's if it's Brotherhood or Assassin's Creed 4. It's one of those, I don't remember. But yeah, I have that game, I love it, the pirate one. And yeah, they don't have any more mentions of new Assassin's Creed, even though the team on Assassin's Creed is working on a new game, which is called Gods and Monsters, and it seemed pretty legit, but we don't have any more information about it yet. We just saw a little bit sneak peek and nothing too special about that. So I'm gonna quickly talk about other games that I know that you guys on the channel like, even though I don't play them, which is Rainbow Six Siege, which is having some expansions. So you guys go ahead and check that Ubisoft panel, that it has a lot of things about Rainbow Six Siege and a new game mode or a new game, which is Rainbow Six Siege Quarantine, which is basically a co-op multiplayer online where you basically team up against AIs. So yeah, it's gonna be something like Left 4 Dead, if you guys know what Left 4 Dead is. There's also, for you guys that like the Tom Clancy, The Division, there's coming The Division 2. And it seems that it's gonna be something real awesome. So if you guys like The Division, go ahead and check that out. Check the full Ubisoft panel or check just The Division. There are links in the description, go ahead and check wherever you can. And now, to talk about the main highlight, in my opinion, on the Ubisoft panel, I'm going to talk about Watch Dogs Legion. If you guys don't know what Watch Dogs are, basically Watch Dogs is a game that has a lot of lore, and it seems to be connected with the Assassin's Creed game, even though Watch Dogs happens in our present day or a little bit in the future, and Assassin's Creed in the past up until now. So with Watch Dogs, basically you usually are a hacker. You can hack the things around, you can hack like the cars, you can hack computers, you can hack people, you know everything that goes around you, and you can use everything and all the technology in your favor, and that's what happens in Watch Dogs. But what happens in Watch Dogs Legion is a little bit better than that. Why? Because you're not a hacker, alright? You're not one character. You can play with almost everyone, or even everyone, in London. Watch Dogs Legion takes place in London. Basically, the city became completely ruled by tyranny, and a lot of drones patrolling the city, and basically you're ruled by tyranny, okay, and by fear. And basically there's a resistance building up, and that resistance has access to a program, which is the same program, basically a program designed by hackers, I don't know, but the same kind of program and artificial intelligence that you have access on the other Watch Dogs. And you can recruit literally anyone in the streets. You can play as a regular person, you can recruit a spy, you can recruit an assassin, you can recruit a cop, you can recruit a fireman, you can recruit anything. Literally, you can recruit anyone in the streets, and you can play as anyone in the streets. And it really caught my attention. I know that talking about it is not the same, so guys, please go check that trailer, go check that gameplay, and I'm gonna bring Watch Dogs Legion for the channel. And its release date is the March 6th of 2020. Yeah, March 6th, 2020. Now let's move on to the Square Enix panel. About the Square Enix panel, nothing too special for me because I'm not a big fan of some of those games, even though I'm a fan of Kingdom Hearts. But I'm not a big fan of just Final Fantasy, so I'm just gonna mention there are a lot of Final Fantasy remakes. They're gonna remake the Final Fantasy 7, remake Final Fantasy 4 or 5 or 6 or 8. I don't know. They showed a lot of Final Fantasy remakes, so that's not bad. Then there's also a new Final Fantasy coming, which I think it's the 14 or the 17 or 15. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. But yeah, there's a new Final Fantasy coming. But what really matters is there is a good expansion for Kingdom Hearts 3 coming up, and it seemed legit good for people who like Kingdom Hearts. And now I'm gonna talk about what all of you wanna know about the Square Enix panel, which is the Avengers Project. So with Avengers Project, we didn't get any gameplay reveal, but we did get a trailer and the release date, and that trailer is made of in-game footage. So basically, the trailer has in-game footage. So basically, even if we don't have a gameplay reveal yet, we have a trailer made of in-game footage, which is basically almost the same because you can see more or less how things will work out. And yeah, first of all, release date, it's gonna be May the 5th, 2020, which is awesome. And I'm gonna buy it, I'm gonna have it on the channel. So first of all, they didn't mention open world. I don't think it will be an open world. So I think it will be like a semi-open world, maybe, or not. I'm not sure. I don't think you have that much freedom over the game, and so I'm not as excited as I would be if it was like a Marvel Spider-Man movie. By the way, the Avengers is called Marvel's Avengers video game. And yeah, I would prefer something like a Spider-Man, where you have an open world, you have all the freedom to do whatever you like and to discover some secrets and play the game. A secondary quest, main quest line, but no, that's not something we have. And even though there are some things that make me a little less excited about Avengers, there are other things that make me excited. Guys, don't forget, check the trailer. Down below, the release date, there's a link there, and let me explain you a little bit about what's going to happen on this game. And if you want to check it out, you can check the full Square Enix panel conference on the description. And basically, the Avengers Project is going to start with the campaign. We're going to have the campaign, the main campaign, and we're going to have a multiplayer online mode, which is a co-op mode, just like Left 4 Dead. Where you basically team up with up to 4 other people fighting against AIs in different locations. So the game starts with the campaign, and you're gonna play the campaign, and then if you want, you go and move to multiplayer. And we start with 5 Avengers. We start with Captain America, Hulk, Thor, Black Widow, and Iron Man. Right, these are the 5 starting Avengers. But they did say that the game will be a live service. It will have constant content drops, dropping new heroes and new locations. So basically, you can expect that in 1-2 years you're gonna have, instead of 5, maybe you have 6, 7, 8, 9 or 10 Avengers to play with. So there will be content drops constantly and regularly. It will be a live service. So that excites me a little bit more. So if I think about like a Left 4 Dead kind of game with Avengers, with new locations drops and new heroes drops, dropping, I think that might be very cool. So yeah, I'm gonna buy the game anyway. I'm gonna play it until I get sick of it, and I hope that I have some new content drops that keep me excited on this game. So yeah, don't forget to check on the description. Like I said, the full panel on Square Enix. Don't forget to check the trailer of the game that we got the review. It's awesome. Now moving on to the Microsoft Xbox conference or panel, however you want to call it. So the first thing that made me really interested, and that I think that it's a good highlight, is Bleeding Edge, which is basically what they showed is like a 4v4 multiplayer online game that seems a little bit, I don't want to like be mean about this, but seems a little bit Overwatch copy, like trying to copy the Overwatch, how Overwatch works, even though I don't think they have objectives. I think it's just an all-out deathmatch with 4 versus 4, but I think that they created their heroes and their concepts a little bit like Overwatch. I think it's a little bit copying Overwatch, but it seems that it will be legit good. It seems that it will be good, so, and fun. So yeah, I'm not saying it's gonna be a bad game. I think it's gonna be good. So yeah, Bleeding Edge. Go ahead and check on the description the Bleeding Edge trailer and the little bit of Bleeding Edge gameplay trailer we have, something like that. And it seems that that's going to be good. The second thing that really popped my eye was the new Xbox Elite controller, which was developed by one of the Elite Xbox teams, and it's a controller that you can customize. You can have like a bigger stick on the right side for the shooting, for more accurate shooting. You can customize the controller, and it's like a super controller for Xbox that they developed. So go ahead and research, do some research about that new Elite controller for Xbox, and or check the full Microsoft Xbox panel, which was amazing. The other thing they talk about there, and I think it's very important, is the Scarlet Project, which is the new Xbox project. And basically, it's going to be a beast. It's like the beast of my computer, basically. Basically, their RAM memory, okay? It's basically an SSD card, alright? So it's gonna be 4 times more powerful and faster than the Xbox X in terms of processing. The graphics card is going to be an RTX, just like I have one, alright? So basically, yeah, they are trying to deliver the next generation of consoles to the public, and I think that's gonna be awesome. And PS5, I don't know if you heard it, but PS5 is gonna have basically the same things. So yeah, they're trying to maintain a certain level of power on the next generation consoles. So yeah, they didn't mention a lot, they just said some things about the performance. So yeah, I wanted to mention it, it's coming. We don't have a release date yet, but I think it's gonna come more or less 2020, 2021. That's what I think it's gonna happen. And now, the last thing I'm gonna talk about for EA 2009, the E3 panel 2019, also on Microsoft Xbox, is Cyberpunk 2077. So we have a release date, it's 16th of April 2020, and we got a special participation on the panel of Keanu Reeves. Alright, Keanu Reeves, you know, the actor from Matrix, from some other movies, from Constantine, from John Wick. Alright, that actor will have a role on Cyberpunk 2077, which is an amazing game. I think it's the most promising game of all the games I've seen up until today for the new generation. The new games that are coming, Cyberpunk is without a doubt the most promising one, because it gives you full control and full freedom in an open world futuristic game, which is connected to The Witcher 3, right? There might even be a mission with Ciri there, and I would love that. But yeah, Keanu Reeves is going to be one character there, and he was there on the Microsoft panel. So go ahead and check that out. It's amazing. And yeah, Cyberpunk, we got a new trailer with the reveal of the release date. And I'm gonna have the game on the channel. I think it's going to be amazing. I love all the game and then the gameplay footage that we have. They didn't reveal any more gameplay than we already had, but we already have gameplay revealed. So guys, if you haven't checked that out, I'm gonna leave the link in the description too, if you want to check that gameplay, because it seems the most promising game of the next years, at least for now, until The Elder Scrolls 6 appears, and I don't know, something like that. Cyberpunk seems to me legitimately the best game that's going to come in these next years and for the last years too. So yeah, it seems legitimately good. And yeah, this is it for today, guys. I was just covering the most important things. So guys, I hope you liked the video. I hope you had some fun. Don't forget to check everything in the description, the trailers, the gameplays and everything there. And guys, I love to have you here. Don't forget to drop your like, subscribe, share, comment. It helps me a lot growing my beautiful mustache, guys, you know that. And join us on Twitter, join us on Twitch, on Facebook and on Discord. And I will see you on the next one. May the mustache be with you.